All right, if you're getting ready to dive into vehicle air conditioning service, especially for the RUT103 unit, just pump the brakes for a second. Before you even think about picking up a tool, there are five, and I mean five, non-negotiable principles you've got to get locked into your brain. So let's dive in. You know the scene, right? A car rolls in, the AC is on the fritz, and you're standing there with your gear thinking, yeah, I got this. Let's do it. You feel ready to jump right in. Well, not so fast. Before you even lay a hand on a gauge set, there's a bedrock of knowledge you absolutely have to have. This is what separates a true professional from someone who's, frankly, a danger in the workshop. And these aren't just good ideas. They are the absolute unbreakable rules of the game. Okay, let's start with the big one. The absolute #1 rule. And this has nothing to do with how good you are with your hands or how smart you are. It's about whether you are even legally allowed to do the job. This is the golden rule. What you're looking at is the Arctic license. Now, this isn't just some certificate from a training course. This is your official green light from the Australian Refrigeration Council. And let's be crystal clear. If you don't have one of these, you legally cannot work on the refrigerant in a car's AC system. End of story. It is absolutely mandatory. And there's zero wiggle room here. The law is blunt and to the point. Working with this stuff without that license is flat out illegal. This isn't your boss's rule, this is federal law. And breaking it comes with massive consequences, not just for you, but for your employer too. All right, so you've got your license, you're legal. What's the very next step? You diagnose. You put on your detective hat. This is the brain work that has to happen before the handwork. You need to understand the whole story of the system before you try to fix a single chapter. And where does that investigation start? By knowing the cast of characters. You got to be able to look under the hood and point out the compressor, the condenser, the receiver dryer, all of them. But it's way more than a naming contest. You have to know what each part does. I mean, think about it. If you don't know the compressor is basically the heart of the system, how in the world can you figure out a pressure issue? You just can't. You cannot fix what you don't truly understand. Now, this workflow, it's a sequence for a reason. You can't just jump to step 4 and hook up the gauges. It doesn't work that way. First, you identify the parts. Then, you piece together how they all work in the refrigeration cycle. It's only after that that you can run your tests and actually make sense of what the pressures and temperatures are telling you. It's a chain of logic, and if you break it, your diagnosis is worthless. Okay, diagnosis is solid. Now it's time to get your hands dirty. And listen up, because this is where the danger level spikes hard and fast. Working on an AC system brings a whole new world of hazards that you just don't see when you're doing a simple oil change. You see, all that stuff you learned about general workshop safety, watching out for spills, handling tools right, that's just the entry fee. With AC, we're on another level. We're talking about liquid refrigerant that can give you instant frostbite. We're talking about oils that are carcinogenic and need very specific PPE. And yep, some refrigerants are flammable, which completely changes how you approach the entire job. And that's the thing you have to remember. These aren't minor risks. A high-pressure refrigerant leak can cause a life-changing injury. We're talking severe frostbite or serious lung damage in the blink of an eye, in literal seconds. So identifying these specific hazards before you start isn't just a good idea, it's another non-negotiable. So you've done the repair, you did it safely, everything's back together. The job's finished, right? Time to send it? Wrong. The final stage is what really separates the pros from the amateurs. It's all about proving your work is good and creating that official legal record. Before that car even thinks about leaving your bay, you have to run those performance tests all over again. Why? Because you need proof. You need hard data that shows the fix actually worked. You check the vent temperature to prove it's blowing cold, you check the pressures again to prove the system is stable and happy, and you do one last leak check to make sure it's all sealed up tight. We don't guess, we verify. That's the professional way. And here it is, the final critical piece of the puzzle. This ARCTech service decal. It's not a suggestion, it's not a courtesy sticker, it's a legal document. And every single one of those fields has to be filled out, and it has to be accurate. But look at that last line, technician name and license number. That's you. You are putting your name and your professional license on the line, personally vouching for the quality and legality of that job. So let's bring it all home. When you boil it all down, these 5 core principles are everything. They're what make you a true professional. So let's run through them one more time. The 5 pillars of a pro.
Number 1, always be licensed, always be compliant. Number 2, know that system like the back of your hand. Number 3, spot the specific dangers before you ever touch the car. 4, test your work. Don't just guess it's okay. And 5, document every single job legally with your name proudly on it. You see, these aren't just steps in a textbook. This is the code you live by. Look, this is so much bigger than just passing a test. This is the foundation for your entire career as a skilled, safe, and respected technician. This is the standard that you're going to live up to day in and day out. So the real question is, are you ready to start building that career on a solid foundation?